People, welcome to the most exciting, most talked about channel in South Africa. People, in today's video, we want to discuss the reasons why I think Afrikaner people are God's chosen people. Now, most of you, or a lot of you, might disagree with me on this, but these are the facts, and you cannot argue with this. So, let's get into the video, and you will realize why Afrikaner people are God's chosen people. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, we family, right? Holla. People, the Afrikaner people are a special group of people. Now, most people may not agree with me when I say this because everybody will tell me that we are all equal before God and we are all equal before the law. But I disagree because I can bring you the facts. Now, you say we are all equal before the Lord or before God. My thing is, do we all pray to the same God? And the answer is no. You see, I believe that we all have different gods that we pray to, simply because as tribes, as race groups, we all aspire to get to certain levels and certain things. And it's only God's chosen that get to do dominant things. And that is how you know these are God's chosen people. So where do we start? Number one, Afrikaner people brought civilization to South Africa. Number two, Afrikaner people brought modernization to South Africa. Number three, Afrikaner people brought technology to South Africa. Number four, Afrikaner people built a country, a union of South Africa in Africa. Number five, Afrikaner people brought us tradition, like rugby, like braai. And I'm beginning to believe that we should all appreciate those little trivial facts. Number six, Afrikaner people brought us the Springbok. So, given you all these little facts, are you still disagreeing with me that Afrikaner people are God's chosen people? Okay, let's go further. Afrikaner people have done some of the most heroic, most amazing, most shocking, most iconic things on the African continent. In fact, in many ways, the Afrikaner people were the first in many industries, across different class groups, to do various things that have got worldwide attention, that got international awards. I mean, South Africa was credited. Now remember, this is during apartheid. That South Africa first heart transplant was in South Africa by Dr. Christian Barnard. In which hospital? Who built it? Right? You see, what I like about the Afrikaner people is that sometimes they may not have personally done the deed, the act, but they certainly provided the platform, the infrastructure for that act to be performed. So either way, the Afrikaner people had a hand in it, right? At a time during apartheid, before South Africa was even excluded from the world, South Africa had produced some notable Miss Universes and Miss Worlds. Feet, right? A feet. People, the Afrikaner people, have created a culture so dominant that it reverberates throughout Southern Africa, right? Okay. Farming, undoubtedly, undoubtedly, the most standout industry of all industries that we could possibly argue and debate and say this. Farming is arguably the one area or the one industry or the one aspect of economy that, or one sector of the economy that Afrikaner people are absolutely dominating. They just crush it. There is no rival, no equal, just no comparison because they feed the nation. They feed everybody. They do it. That's where we get our sustenance. Today, South Africa is standing tall because we have food security provided by the Afrikaner people. Hell, most people look at me and they'll be saying, oh, well, you're just singing their praises. You want to be white. You want to be this. You wish you were Afrikaner. Hell no, not at all. See, we give credit where credit is due, right? I would think that is the natural thing that one does, right? And I tell you that Afrikaner people are God's chosen people. You refuse to listen. Name me one incident where Afrikaner people actually lost something and never went back to reclaim a victory. I mean, even in the middle of a loss, they still see a little win in the wind. They see a little soft win in what we would consider hard losses. I could give you an example. So we could look at the whole idea of wanting a independent state of their own. Well, they were not granted a real state, so they went ahead, bought a farm, bought a piece of land, and then created their own little town. That, in my view, is a soft win. It's not a hard win, but it's a soft win, right? It would become an all out hard win if they could turn that, grow that little piece of land that they bought, turn it into a province. Then that would become a hard win. But for now, it's a soft win. But we'll take it. A win is a win, regardless of the sheer size or the miniature size, right? A win is a win. Whether you win by a mile or you win by a meter, right? A win is a win. Afrikaner people are God's chosen people. And the mere fact that when they put their minds to something, they achieve it. Well, they were the only nuclear superpower on the continent. I mean, what did Nelson Mandela and them do the first thing they came in? They destroyed nuclear weapons. I mean, the Afrikaner people looked into the future and they could see possible World War III on the horizon. It may not have been around the corner, but they sure did know that they were going to need those nuclear weapons in the near future or the distant future. But they knew they were going to need them in some sort of a future. And that future has finally arrived. Now that South Africa is in BRICS, BRICS is embroiled with a Cold War with NATO, Palestine being the battleground, America and Israel and Britain being at the forefront of creating chaos in the Middle East, now China and possibly Russia, along with South Africa. Yes, South Africa has been accused of supplying arms to Russia for the Ukraine war. Well, South Africa has also undoubtedly stood up against Israel by taking it out to the ICJ. Now, if South Africa has to be drawn into the Palestine conflict, they would obviously be needing weapons. And trust me when I tell you that those nuclear weapons could have come in handy. But nah, our government of the day didn't see that far into the future. But the Afrikaner people did. Yes, sir, they did. Now, most of us look at it and say, well, Afrikaner people are spoiled and they this and they that. They created that. They created an exclusive club for Afrikaner people. I mean, the Afrikaner people did a lot for South Africa. Well, they didn't do it for the majority, they did it for themselves, but they did a lot. And by that lot, I'm meaning they created industries that were previously never here. And even if those industries were here, they were subtly controlled by British people or somehow built by British people. And they decided if they're not going to take over those industries, they were going to build their own. So the Afrikaner people built their own industries, whereas the black people have taken over the country have built nothing. Well, if they have built, it's built on the foundation of the Afrikaner people. Now, so if the Afrikaner people decide to yank their foundation, yeah, there falls the African buildings, right? That is what I'm telling you. The Afrikaner people are God's chosen people. Right. Now, Afrikaner people are immune to poverty, to racism, to unemployment, to crime. See, the Afrikaner people don't want to suffer. The Afrikaner people don't want to be victims. Afrikaner people don't want to be criticized. They do not want to be victimized. And they do not want to be put in a position where they feel like their lives are in danger or at risk. You see, Afrikaner people are a special bunch of people. You see, unlike other groups who seemingly accept their fate or quietly deal with their problems in the background, Afrikaner people are not that type of people. Afrikaner people will take up loudly and proudly the problems that they are facing or the problems that are going through or the problems that they are going through, should I say. You see, it's never quite as easy as how, let's just say, African people or colored people, how they just live through crime every single day. No, African people will not stand for that. I mean, they will raise the alarm, they will set up private security companies, they will make calls to European countries, they will look for aid and help from everywhere else in the world. They just won't sit and take it like what colored people and black people do. They just sit in the townships and they just get slaughtered. I mean, the police don't even come to their aid because they know even that is futile. But North African people, they won't take it. I mean, as soon as they just get a whiff of crime, they move out. They go and create their own little towns, little dorpies, little whatever you call it. That's an act of God's chosen few. I mean, not many people can do that. You know what I'm saying? People, do you know that it takes a special breed of people to get the attention of the world's most powerful nation? Do you know that it takes a special breed of people, a special pedigree of people to persuade the world's most powerful government to send you a chartered plane? Not only that, the most esteemed of people will get the world's most strongest, most developed nation to draft a new kind of refugee program specifically tailored for the Afrikaner people. Now, my friends, if that is not power, if that is not a sign of God's chosen, then I don't know what is. Besides the Afrikaner people, only the Zionists have managed to twist the arm of the world's most powerful nation and get them to do what they want them to do. So if you are in the class of the Afrikaner people and the Zionist people, then you must know that you are in a class of pedigree that is head and shoulders above the rest. Not many people can claim that type of feat. It's something that they can tick off in the checklist. But the Afrikaner people and the Zionists, they can do that. You see, being an Afrikaner person or part of the Afrikaner nation or the Afrikaner people means that you have the world's attention on you. And anytime you cry foul, they will act to help you. They will move to help you. Now, you could be anyone else and have the same problem, the exact same identical problem, and you will not get the identical same response. That, for me, ladies and gentlemen, is an act of joy, God's chosen people. Now, you may disagree with me on this. You may argue with me on this. You may tell me that I'm being racist, or you may tell me that I'm looking up to Afrikaner people as bosses, as I don't know what you want to say about it, but I'm just laying you the facts. Facts are facts. You can't argue with that. I mean, I don't know of any other group that has gone to court so many times advocating for changes, demanding certain things stop, demanding certain things change, demanding so many things. And in most cases, things get done. So if that's not an act of God's chosen, then I don't know what is. I mean, at the end of this video, you will look and say, I brought you the facts, right? And you'll still argue with these facts that I brought you. And you're still going to find some negative thing to say about this video. But I've laid it out for you. Those are the facts. You can argue with me all you want, but those are the facts. Argue with the facts. Let me know what you think about this video. Was I on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holler.